When I heard Jim Rohn say you can spend money and earn more, but when you actually spend your time, it's gone. You can't get that back. Now that really resonated with me. Hi, my name's Stephen Bones, by the way. And the reason it resonated with me was because for quite a number of years, I traded my time, 60, 70 hours a week, for money. And just about all of us tend to do that because we follow this system we've been educated into. It wasn't until I ended up losing that income, my job, well actually it was my business, that I came to realise that my life was actually a habit. You see, I've been doing the same thing for the last 15 years, and I just kept doing it because I got a mortgage to pay. I got a daughter at university, and I got a couple of more mouths to feed, and we've got a lifestyle. But my life seemed to be a constant battle between work and home, because when I was at work putting all those hours in, I felt guilty because I wasn't actually at home. And then when I did have a break, a week away, or even if I had a day off for a school event, I actually felt guilty because I wasn't at work. And you know, it was the same boring routine, getting up early every day at the same time, travelling the same journey, fighting the same traffic. And then when I got to work, I had to deal with the customers and their issues and what they weren't happy about, and I had to listen to them complaining. And then I actually had to beg them to pay the bills. And I got some staff, of course, and they were good staff, but I had to listen to their issues as well and try and keep them together doing their thing. And financially I was doing okay. We were on six figures and had been for a number of years. But were all those feelings worth the life I was leading? And I came to the realisation that actually they weren't. Because I was under so much pressure, I didn't realise how stressed I was. And when I got home exhausted, I actually understand now that was because I was unhappy and I didn't know that. And I'd no fulfilment and I didn't know that. And I'd lost my passion somewhere along the way. And if you ask me where, I wouldn't be able to tell you. So in January 2018, I actually lost my income, my business. I had to put it into bankruptcy. And if ever you've lost your job or your income or even your career, I'm sure you know how I felt. And if you've actually never been in this position and think it can never happen to you, well actually I thought the same. And it was the worst time of my life. I was really frightened. I was emotional. I couldn't think straight. What am I going to do? Because you see, we were living on our savings. I was 58 when all this happened. How am I going to pay the mortgage, pay the bills? And my main concern was just keeping a roof over my wife and kids' head and making sure that the children's lives didn't get impacted. You know, it's the small things. They're activities that cost money, and I just took that for granted in the past. And we lost a car as well because that belonged to the company. So what I needed to do was find something or someone to show me a new way, help me out. And I did begin to look on the internet, and that was when I started listening to the likes of Jim Rohn and Tony Robbins. And you know, a video popped up, and it went on to say how you can build businesses from home via the internet. Now, I have to say, I was sceptical and I wasn't quite sure if I believed what I was hearing. And how could I have time to do this? And my computer skills were absolutely useless. So all these thoughts were going through my head. But all it said I had to do was submit my details for free information. Well, you know, I'm really glad I did. I got that information. And I went from the worst time of my life, which was full of fear and not knowing which way to turn. And I started a new journey. And I found happiness and fulfillment. And I now have a purpose in my life. I've got some passion back. And I'm doing what I want to do because I choose to work on my terms. And this all stemmed from learning new ways of doing business online. And that was the information I received. It came from a couple of guys Stuart Ross and Jay Kubasak, and I received some videos. And these guys explained how you can learn to build businesses and multiple income streams via the internet. And they did point out that even if you haven't got computer skills, business or sales skills even, you can follow this path because they've created a simple system that all you have to do is learn and follow it. And they discussed passive incomes, freedom and lifestyle, and how all this is actually possible. And you can achieve it just by starting to invest a few hours each week. Well, that was back in April 2018. That was when I started to learn new skills. And, you know, if you're prepared to take a step towards controlling your life, you're prepared to put a bit of work in, and you make sure you and your family never get into a position like I did, where you're forced to take action. And if you want security, freedom, and an incredible new lifestyle that you control, and be able to spend time with your family, then somewhere there's a box or a link. Submit your details or click the link. Discover how you can start living again, to be happy and fulfilled. I just enjoy time with my wife and children without feeling guilty. And you know, it's the small things. I enjoy taking my daughter to school because I've never actually been able to do that before. So when you've submitted your details, I will send you a series of videos. They'll be 5 to 10 minutes and they are completely free. Just check them out. And if they're not for you, then no harm done. But you know, it's worth listening to because Stuart will explain in greater detail what is possible, how when you learn these foundations, you can create multiple income streams by doing a multitude of different things. So I really want to thank you for listening to me, and we will speak soon. Bye for now.